Welcome to the Trying to Be Better podcast with Joel and Steve.
I'm looking. Good morning, everyone.
Hi.
Hi, everyone. Hi, everybody. Hey.
Hi.
Welcome to a podcast called
Welcome to a.
This
Sorry.
is a podcast. This is a podcast, and a podcast. For those of you that don't know, it's a new format. It's a recorded conversation on the internet, and we put it out there in episode format, and you can download it and listen to it while you're doing the dishes.
It doesn't necessarily have to be conversation. Sometimes they can just be information,
or they can be just talks or anything
anything that you can record and then put out on the internet
can be a podcast.
That's correct. Maybe we should just start doing a weird space music podcast.
We could do a podcast about whatever we want. It's predominantly two men mansplaining to each other as a podcast, but
I was gonna say, isn't that what we're already doing? Is just doing whatever we want?
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, there are some parameters.
We try, we the hope is that we somehow rein whatever we say in towards some modicum of progress towards goodness. Like we try. Betterness.
We are trying. We're trying on a day-to-day basis. God help us.
I'm trying real hard, Ringo. I'm trying real hard to be the shepherd.
To be the shepherd, that's right. I don't remember asking you a goddamn thing.
Be cool, honey bunny.
What's Fonzie like? Fonzie like.
Welcome to the Trying to Be Better podcast. I was up and Adam, and then went back to sleep, and I'm still a little foggy.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm verklempt.
Oh, do you have some like nasal stuff, or is it spiritual verklempt?
No, like I don't know, I feel better. Well, I got up and went and worked for a little bit, and I don't know, I was just kind of like, I don't know, not feeling it. But then I came home and I showered and I ate and I feel better. So,
Yeah, I know
it's weird how that whole hungry, angry, lonely, tired thing is real,
Very real.
I was tired and hungry and not angry, but just kind of like, well, it's a good time to get up in my head and
I was
having annoyed about things.
I totally get you. I had a similar experience yesterday. I was experiencing the Sunday scaries on Saturday night, which I was really annoyed by, right? Which sent me into a little bit of a tailspin. I was just like, I got some messages from work that I just like, I don't want to hear from you people on Saturday about anything.
Right, correct.
And I love you, but no. And so that sent me into a tailspin, and I was having some anxiety, and it was like, oh, I need to. So I did the remaining guided meditation from Josh Cordo's podcast about, internalized capitalism and stuff.
Oh yeah, that was good.
Very good. Mm-hmm. Reparenting yourself and how that relates to how we in the United States base our worth over our productivity. Anyway, it's like simple solutions to what I make into complex problems between my ears. Like,
and isn't that the
have
truth?
A sandwich, take a nap.
Right. Have a sandwich, take a nap, maybe talk to somebody.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So speaking of talking to somebody, I was remiss. You asked last week if we had gotten any, or I guess a week and a half ago, whatever. Mm-hmm. If we'd gotten any mail, I went, no. Well,
you didn't check it.
No, I had checked it, but and I know that I had forwarded this email on to you, but I didn't acknowledge it because the next podcast was with our guest Michelle Mainquist,
Oh
and
yeah.
I totally forgot about it. So so I didn't I don't I want to acknowledge our new friend Michaela, who sent us a very nice email.
Hi,
We
McKella.
we met her briefly out at Bailey's and Eagle on a bike ride thing.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. The
And
nacho ride.
yeah. And her email is very funny, but she also she said, I didn't think I wanted another podcast in my life co-hosted by two middle-aged white dudes, but we won her over, Joel.
We're trying real hard, Michaela.
Exactly.
We understand the cards stacked against us.
Yes, we do. And
it's so hard to be a white strate male in the United States right now.
It's very difficult. We are oppressed people, and
yeah,
so
we're just trying. They, the woke mafia doesn't want our podcast to succeed, man.
That's true.
I'm joking.
I know. I think everybody that's listening to this still knows that. I hope. And if they don't, fuck them. Give a shit.
Well, thanks for the. Did she say more? I'm sorry, I cut you off.
Yeah, no, she just said, she's like, up. I guess what we were talking, I don't know how we got to talk on the subject of us having a podcast, but I think you told her that it was about Scientology.
She asked what it's about, and I was like, it's about Scientology. That sounds like a snarky ass thing I would say.
Yeah. So anyway, I just think, and I just replied back saying, hey, thanks, so she's a borderline weirdo like us, so it's good.
Right on. Thanks,
I
Michaela.
know. Power to the people. Here's weirdo power,
Well, that is pretty bold to say, you know what? I met these two goofballs at a nacho ride in Eagle, Nebraska, and I think I'm going to listen to their podcast, let alone tell them that I'm listening to their podcast.
Yeah. So it's not, that's like actual fan mail.
Because I don't really know her at all. We just met at a thing
in passing, and it's great. And then we also got an email from past guest Jack Van Cleve. Entitled Jefferson Airplane Haters.
Ooh. I don't hate the airplane. I hate the starship.
Yeah, I don't hate the airplane. I don't think enough about the airplane to hate them.
I don't hate the starship either. Kirsten put on. We play this game. Kirsten and I play this game where like we share the Spotify when we're on a road trip.
Oh yeah.
And like each song is inspired by the previous one, so we pass it back and forth. Anyway, she randomly put on nothing's gonna stop us now by Starship.
Right.
I listened to that at full volume, dude, and I was like, that's a good song. That's a good pop song.
Okay, fine.
And we can build this dream together.
Yeah, okay. It's all 80s riffic drums and all that, the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird that they go from Feed Your Head to that, but
Well, yeah. It's Steve Winwood went from Give Me Some Lovin' to Back in the High Life Again.
Yeah.
Which is a good song. Again, it's a good song.
Good song.
Whatever. And the Low Spark of High Heeled Boys and all that. I mean, oof.
Yeah.
That's good. Anyway, Jack says, the main thing is says if I stop listening to music because of personal morality, I won't have much music left.
Good point.
And so it is a good point. And and I talked to Jack on the phone later, and we're fine. Hi, Jack. But yeah, that made me thinking. It's got me thinking about that's a good point.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of the art that I have enjoyed over the years is created by people with they're not squeaky clean people.
Questionable actions.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And that made me. I was thinking about where's the line on that? Where's the?
I think the line is Kirsten and I
is the line at being a serial rapist? Is that?
Well, that's the thing. It's like, I draw the line at Woody Allen, man. I can't.
Right. It sucks.
I can't.
I know.
It sucks.
Yeah, I was going Bill Cosby, but Woody Allen.
Bill Cosby.
I just can't. And that breaks my heart.
Yeah.
Breaks my heart.
Yeah. Formulative. Like when I hear, because we listen to Mark Maron, and
Sure.
when he talks about putting on a comedy record, the only comedy records I ever listened to were Bill Cosby records.
Yep.
And that was such a
Noah. It's
fantastic,
the Lord.
fantastic thing. And like, no, but here, so speaking of just, passing the Spotify back and forth, I don't know if I have politely ignored all the stuff about Michael Jackson, but I can dig Michael Jackson, but I have willingly turned a blind eye to like that documentary that is really scathing, because Michael Jackson was like my 80s, my early childhood. I had the Michael Jackson doll, and like Beat It was everything. And I specifically remember putting on my church penny loafers, trying to look and dance like Michael Jackson in my kitchen. Like
I remember when we had the neighborhood over to our house to watch the Thriller video.
Yeah.
When it was first premiered, and all the parents being concerned because they'd heard that it might be a little intense.
Might be a little scary.
It might be a little scary. Like it was a thing. Like it was like, okay, we're gonna do this because it's it's a cultural phenomenon apparently.
Yeah.
But be prepared because this could get Michael fucking Jackson.
Yeah. Dancing zombies.
Right. Well, he did have the scene where his face turned into the thing, and well, that was also during the similar time when the face melting at the end of Raiders of the Lost Ark was like,
oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I had a conversation with mutual friend Bree at dinner after a meeting on Friday night, and we brought up, I don't know how it happened, but Kanye West got brought up, and his first album, The College Dropout, to me is fantastic, amazing, incredible, awesome. And I can't with him. I can't.
Right.
He's like full flight from reality, total racist, total, anti-Semite in a way. Bizarre. And now the bizarre is fine, but
sure.
Yeah. So it's like I don't know, but I paid, good money to see Ryan Adams, and he was in a bit of hot water a couple years ago.
Right.
I think that I try to discern after bad actions from artists, what are they doing after the fact? And what I see, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like John Mayer, he's no saint. He had some really gnarly shit come out, and like I think he turned some of that around. I don't know.
Right. Well, you can hire a really good publicist when you're a millionaire.
Mm-hmm. That's real. Yeah, for sure. I don't know.
Maybe I ought to get one of those publicists.
I want a publicist.
Yeah. You know what we need is a publicist.
Yeah, we need anybody out there want to be our publicists for fun and for free. Yeah, just let us know. Email us at ttbbpodcast@gmail.com.
That's right. Yep. Oh, and Michelle Mainquist also emailed me to tell me to go ahead and read The Intention on the Throne.
Oh, did she have to give you a special permission for that?
No, she said to do it.
Do it. Are you doing it?
Not on the throne, but I have been reading it again.
Good.
Like regularly. Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice.
It's on day, I think, 13 now, however many, 12. I don't know. But it's been daily since I copped publicly to being on day one again.
Yeah, you sold yourself out.
I did. Well, it's I guess accountability of sorts.
Yeah. That's intense that you have to start back at 1 though.
Right.
I mean, that's
the point is that to develop new habits and to actually affect anything, it has, it doesn't happen after one time.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
I will cop then. When I got my Y membership and started swimming a lot, I was good for about 2 weeks, and then I went out of town for a week. I haven't really been back to the pool, but I did get an email. I do have I have a swim instructor that I'm going to line up for some private lessons so I can actually learn how to swim some laps and do that new skill that I'm trying to implement.
Sure. That's awesome. I get it. I get it. Go in the gym, man. It's a thing.
It's a thing.
Not for me, but
Glad you're doing it.
yeah, pretty much. That's actually not true. I have been going down to the gym by my work periodically to do basically I just go walk when it's cold.
Yeah. How about the US government shooting down UFOs lately? Have you paid
I
any
don't
attention?
know. The closest I've got to it is that picture of Eddie Vedder clinging to the balloon that I sent you.
So I think to separate the thing, like there, yeah, that was what they have identified as a Chinese weather balloon gathering intelligence, blah blah
Sure.
blah. But they have shot down two, I think, or at least seen two of the Tic Tac UFOs. Do you know
Tic
anything about
Tac? What the hell's a Tic Tac?
Oh, Steve, how can you? You're a conspiracy theorist that can go down the
No,
rabbit
I'm
hole.
not. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. Tic Tac, not TikTok.
Tic Tac. You are a conspiracy theorist.
No, I'm not. It's not a conspiracy if it's
I've
actually
heard.
happening.
I do not want to talk about it, but I know I've heard you say things about 9/11 that are interesting.
Well, they all happened.
Anyway, Bob, okay. I think that I'm going to give you some homework. If you could watch the show,
Tic Tac. I'm reading normalizing UFOs. The
yeah,
hell, this is Reuters. This is June
so
24th, though.
this is like a couple years ago, but well, several years ago, but off the course of San Diego, the naval base there, they've released footage and documents about the naval pilots. I think it's Navy, recording, these highly advanced objects in the air that could move pretty much in any direction they want at insane velocities, completely unmanned, and they look like white and gray silver Tic Tacs. They're cylindrical.
Uh-huh.
And they have video of them, and they have radar footage of them and all that stuff. And it's like these are objects. This is technology that we don't understand. And that's been in the last few years, the sort of the UFO sort of, documentation that's been released by the government. Anyway, we've shot like two down in the last couple of days. Like
Tic Tacs.
Yeah. F-22s.
I'm all for it.
I just love that the actual like first contact really is just the United States shooting them down.
Well, that's okay. I mean, let's say for the sake of this conversation,
yeah,
that there are these Tic Tac shaped things coming, and we can assume that they're from another whatever dimension, galaxy, light years away. Time versions or measurements of time that are so advanced that we can't even fathom them with our tiny little human brains.
Yep.
I mean, all of that's possible. Why the hell wouldn't we shoot them down?
Because
what we do.
I know that's true. It's on par.
Right. And
Totally on par.
The other thing that's interesting is who's to say that Earth is utterly insignificant in the realm of the universe.
Yeah, no, I totally believe in extraterrestrial intelligent life.
Who's to say? I mean, we have no idea what's out there. For all we know, and I'm hat tip to Douglas Adams, they could be like a super intelligent shade of the color blue.
Yeah, right.
I mean, we're not equipped to handle the type of intelligence that could be out there. We still think digital watches are pretty cool.
Right.
So, and we're not smart enough to not destroy our own planet.
Yeah.
So, like, why would anybody give a shit about us?
That is the great question, because I really do believe that something does.
Maybe it also could be. It could be. We could be have the level of interest at like when we go to the zoo or whatever, and there's the armadillo.
Right.
That level of interest.
Yeah.
All right. Well, see, this is a really weird time to have this conversation because I'm reading uh uh Breakfast of Champions by Vonnegut
Oh,
again.
yes.
And it's
Very.
not as out there as like Sirens of Titan or
Yeah.
Slaughterhouse Five,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
where Billy's in the dome with his
Yeah.
Tralfamador. Is that what it is in
Yeah.
Slaughterhouse 5?
Tralfamadorians.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's not like that, but like that's really weird that you bring that up just because that's the space my head was in this morning. I
Yeah.
was working, I was listening to Breakfast of Champions.
I just think it's
And
really fascinating right now that the willingness to share that this is going on, because I think over the last 10, 15 years, there's been a desensitization of the presence of technology in the sky that we don't understand, that we've never seen before, that doesn't appear to be, capable of humans to construct. Now that could, that might be false, but that's kind of where I'm at. It's like, you know, To the Skies Academy would be something that I would love for you to kind of get interested. I do have a kind of a pet obsession with this. Like there was this show that was on the History Channel, I think, called Unidentified or no, Declassified. God damn it. I forget the name of it. But it's essentially Bob Lazar, who was a former, military intelligence agent that is as uncovering all of this and sort of laying it bare and sort of finding and actually getting actual people to sort of solidify this. And so when he started doing this, the government started releasing this stuff.
the Tic
And
Tacs.
just all the reports of government sanctioned experiences of unidentified aircraft, like they've started declassifying this. And I think they've got no interest, they've got no reason to declassify this stuff and give it to the public unless they're trying to prepare. That's my thought.
Or they're trying to distract.
Well, that too. Yeah. Like this is the shiny object.
Let's get people all up in arms about the Tic Tac UFOs, and that way they won't think about I don't know, the collapse of our society, our descent into fascism, and the fact that our planet is becoming incapable of sustaining life at a rate faster than anybody predicted.
Right.
So let's talk about UFOs.
Yeah. But like you just stated earlier, nobody cares about that first stuff anyway.
Right.
Unfortunately. Yeah.
Right.
We're not going to do anything. We're not doing anything.
We're not going to do anything. So let's, you know what we should do? Let's get upset about teaching history.
But that's the thing, though, is like I really resent the idea that it's on the American public to do anything about global climate change. To be honest, like it's not. I mean, that's the thing, is that
it's the corporations.
It's large industries
and government
pumping CO2 into the atmosphere, but then they give us commercials about picking up aluminum cans. Which it's great to do that, clean, take care of
but it's a fraction of the problem.
We're not gonna fix it, but I love that we're being blamed for it.
Well,
but that gives me license to be interested in Tic Tac freaking UFOs, man.
I'm not saying you can't be interested in it. Hell, I'm interested in weird stuff too. So there you have it.
It's not that weird though. This is just fact.
I wasn't throwing shade.
You were throwing shade. You were judging.
I'm not throwing shade. Whatever. Fine, I was throwing shade.
I would feel hurt. I feel hurt.
Good.
I feel unseen. Feel like my needs are not being met in this podcast relationship, So
quit your bitching. I showed up, didn't I? What the hell else do you want?
I just think that it's going to be, I think that I am curious to know. It very well could be a distraction. It probably is, but it also feels like in the last 5 to 10 years, there's been a rapid turning up of the boiling water, and we're the frogs in the water right now. And I think that
100%.
We're definitely going to. There's going to be. I think that in the next 5 years, we're going to have more information about extraterrestrial intelligent life than we've ever had shared publicly and on the evening news with the American public or the whole world. So you heard it here,
Fine.
folks. We heard it here.
Joel, he's the prognosticator. Mr. Nostradamus over here.
How do you say it?
Nostradamus.
There it is.
Is that right?
I think you nailed it.
Oh, good. Nostradamus. Whatever.
Nostradamus. Nostradamus.
It's a different guy.
It's a different guy. I think it's interesting.
Yeah, okay, fine. I'll go down the rabbit hole.
Gosh, what's the name of that Bob Lazar?
I don't know.
I'm gonna look it up.
You know what? Fine. Everybody stand by. Please stand by.
Yeah, what do you want to talk about? Bob Lazar.
Tell you, man. I read the news today. Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Yeah. I'm gonna do my own reference work here because I have no memory.
Get the name of this frickin'.
Oh yeah.
There's lots of stuff out there.
Oh yeah. Nebraska bill LB 626. That was the thing.
Help me. What is that?
LB 626 is Nebraska. I'm gonna look up here. LB it's the abortion bill.
What does it state?
The bill for an act relating to the child and maternal death review. Yeah, it's a fun one. It's a good thing. That's the thing that's funny is there's an article in the Journal Star yesterday, I think, about Nebraska's brain drain problem, and now the university is trying to figure out a way to get people that graduate from the university to actually stay in Nebraska.
Oh,
and none of the solutions proposed have anything to do with like not being completely regressive and bass backwards.
Right.
And not one of the solutions has anything to do with not trying to take Nebraska back to the fucking Stone Age.
Yep. Right. It's
none of the solutions are anything along those lines.
So I can just see a bunch of people scratching their heads like, we're building all these really expensive downtown condos, and how do we get them to I mean, not that we really want them to be filled because it's really just a place for us to park money, but how do we get these young people to stay here? We're the Silicon Prairie. Where are they all going?
Because all the people that want to work in the actual Silicon Prairie want things like legal weed and the ability to have autonomy over their own bodies.
And they're like, yeah, actually, I'm going to move to Oregon, but I'd love the job here. I'm just going to work remotely. Is that cool? Right.
Pretty much.
Well, that's not what we planned.
That's not what we want because we need people. It's 1952. God damn it.
Yeah. We live in a very red state, man. And as much as we feel like this county is blue or purple, like, yeah, man. Yeah, it's
all the billboard, the huge billboards around town for Suzanne Geist. She's straight up QAnon.
Is she really? I don't know him. I don't know much. I'll say it here. I know that we've mused about having our current mayor on, but I'll save that for the Patreon. You and I can talk more about my disdain for the current mayor of Lincoln, Nebraska.
Yeah, you've already said it on here, actually.
And not that I really want a Geist or whoever that is, but
she's worse.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's the fun thing about oh boy, this is so good. It's let's see here. If one becomes pregnant as the result of rape and reports their rape, so has to go through that process, and we all know how well that works out.
Right.
And reports the rape to the state, and the rapist is not convicted of felony charges, then the state of Nebraska will award parenting rights to the rapist.
Wow.
Isn't that awesome?
Wow.
Isn't that cool? Isn't that great?
How much more can you put in there that you hate sexual assault victims speaking up?
Right, yeah.
Like how many more roadblocks can you put in a piece of legislature to say keep your mouth shut?
Keep your mouth shut
if you've been assaulted.
Yeah, because frankly, we got this backlog of cases that goes back years, and we're not even really sure where a lot of the evidence is. And frankly, it's kind of a hassle.
Well, I work on a college campus, and so we have to get specific training in sexual assault and reporting that. And I will tell you that you'd think that over the last several years there has been, work to believe the victims of sexual assault or whatever. But I mean, the language is still such that, I mean, yes, there are safeguards in place and maybe there are people working to make it better, but it does not sound like a affirming process to somebody, like I've been in the room with that and yeah, it's not good. It sucks. And, the fact that they would, yeah, like that's basically a big red flag. Like, don't speak up because it's a real hassle, like,
And for God's sakes, watch how you dress because we wouldn't want to get anybody excited.
right. And then if you do become pregnant, we're going to make it impossible for you to terminate that pregnancy.
Right.
Because of a sexual
and then
assault.
You'll have to carry the baby to term, and then you'll get to co-parent with your rapist.
Yeah, I'll say it here. If you're a young person thinking about graduating and living in Nebraska, just leave. Just go. Just go. Why would you? I mean, honestly, what about
Joel? It's not for everybody.
That's right. It sure isn't.
Clearly, and yet, so they have this slogan. It's not Nebraska. It's not for everyone. And then our government is clearly on the path of we're getting perilously close to fascism, and no women's rights. You're baby making machines, regardless. And have your guns and your gambling, but no weed. But we're hip. But we're hip with
we're hip
youths.
guys.
We're hip. We have foot. No, we have we got a big football stadium. That's what we got. We got the sports that the kids like, even though all the students leave the games.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Side note, I was also told by a 19-year-old recently not to say hip. It's not cool to say hip anymore.
Of course it's not.
It's not hip
It's not hip to be square.
I will say, okay. I mean, I'm playing a little devil's. I mean, there are a lot of great people here for sure, and there are people that are just.
I agree.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yes,
I probably wouldn't be able to own a home if I'd have stayed in Los Angeles. I'd still be renting. I mean, there's a lot of good advantages, but yeah, the amount of shit you have to swallow being a progressive person, or at least somebody with some level of conscience in the state, is just.
you just alienated 70% of the state.
Yeah, it's like Jesus God. But it's hilarious.
Hey,
it's hilarious that people are baffled. Like, why are all these young people leaving? It's like, because, you gave them, I mean, that's the other thing about the university system is that they are essentially trying to find ways to make tuition free for a large demographic of people, which is awesome, right?
Yes.
Even though I work at a private institution and I can't compete with that to recruit students, but that's great. They're giving away a college education. That's the way it should be. And I do not blame those folks being like, cool, thank you.
I'm out.
I'm going to Denver.
Going to Colorado.
Bye. Yeah, bye.
Or Iowa. Iowa is more progressive than us. Totally. And that's saying something.
That is alarming.
It's alarming, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cool. Don't want none of them big wind turbines. My field. I drive by those signs every day.
I see them on the
wind turbines here.
I see them on that. I see them on the way to my work too. It's really fascinating because the county next to the county I work in has a lot of them. And I think they're just terrified that those big wind turbines are they're going to suck up all the solar wind. What's going to happen? They're going to cause.
Oh, no, I'm not sure what the actual issue is there.
I think it's, they don't actually record air. They suck air in, which, causes more demons to come from hell, and it's just going to be harder to win the spiritual war against Satan, the magical creature.
Yeah. Well,
We
oh
have
my God.
actual evidence of intelligent life from another planet, yet still people. Yeah, I can't. I'm all worked up. I need to walk outside, man.
Joel's literally massaging his
I
eyes
was
right
like,
now.
yeah, I was like, I came on really chill. I got all worked up, but yeah, it's
Hey, you know what's really fun?
what?
I was on the Holocaust Memorial Day Trust website recently.
Jesus, yeah.
And well, I was looking at the 10 stages of genocide. Did you know that there's stages of genocide?
I'm not shocked.
Right. You want to know what they are?
Yeah,
You
let's
want to
hear.
get worked up? Okay.
Uh-huh.
The first one is classification.
Uh-huh.
So you need to define the other. The next one is symbolization, which is a visual manifestation like the yellow star thing.
Mm-hmm.
Then discrimination, which is the dominant group denies civil rights or even citizenship to identified groups. Then the fourth one is dehumanization.
Mm-hmm.
So you just take away their personal dignity, basically.
Right.
Then organization is the fifth one. Genocides are always planned. Sixth is polarization. So then you have propaganda spread by hate groups. The seventh one is preparation, where perpetrators plan the genocide, like, for example, the final solution. Then the eighth one, this is interesting, is persecution. Victims are identified because of their ethnicity or religion or sexual identity, and death lists are drawn up.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. 9 is extermination, and 10, this is the fun one, is denial.
We didn't. That didn't happen.
Didn't happen. Yeah, it's fun. That's good stuff. And I was thinking about, it doesn't exactly, not linearly translate to some of the things happening in the United States, but like I was reading about, a bill in South Dakota that has banned gender affirming care for transgender youth. And part of that bill basically means that if a transgender youth has started to transition through medical, that they can forcibly reverse the transition.
Oh my God. Yeah, well, our former president, who is salivating after the White House once again.
That's only to save his own ass, but go ahead.
I know. Well, it's funny because if a lot of those folks still believe he is still the president, he can't.
Which is really funny.
Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, his basically you couldn't get more Mein Kampf in his like "I'm running again" speech than what he said about trans rights. I mean, he basically, it's just like the bullshit people that support him just handed him a piece of paper and he's like, men and women have this kind of genitalia. I mean, it was just like, whoa, dude. Like you have to, that's the next boogeyman in the room. That's the next, Well,
he's got to save us from somebody.
Yeah. That's what straw men do. They have to save us from somebody.
Right. Whatever. But that was one of the, it's becoming difficult to, making it very difficult for me to do the right thing here.
Well, this comes into play. Speaking of play, last night or yesterday afternoon, I went and saw the Broadway tour of not new, but the most recent sort of version of To Kill a Mockingbird.
You can't read that. You can't read that.
Well, I know, right? But the interesting thing that they did with the story, they didn't really change it much. They definitely made it a little more lively, as a play.
Sure.
But basically, there was some there was a spin, and I felt this, and maybe that's just my own bias, but I felt like part of this new adaptation or new way of telling the story basically said we need to stop kind of deifying Atticus Finch as the stand-up moral, walk around in somebody's shoes for a while. You need to put their skin on and walk around for a bit to kind of know, and that blanket compassion to everybody that's, because he basically says that about his townspeople who are trying to lynch this guy. And he's
Right.
like, we all need to love everybody though. And I think that this particular play that's touring right now of To Kill a Mockingbird basically kind of rolls its eyes at that. It's like Aaron Sorkin sort of saying, yeah, but if they're being compassionate to somebody who is violent and bigoted and, we don't need to allow that, because to be compassionate to that person means that that's an aggressive act to the groups that person is trying to persecute.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I thought
So
it was
it's
a
little less Martin Luther King and a little more Malcolm X.
exactly. Yeah. I mean, because it's not as Atticus Finch, Gregory Peck as the moral standard of how to be a decent human being in small town America. It's kind of like he kind of fucked up.
Sure. Yeah.
I go back to what you're saying. It's like there should not be room for folks like that to have. I don't have to be compassionate to that, because to excuse that means I'm supporting what they're doing.
I was watching a video of Trump supporters at a Nebraska Trump rally being asked about hate speech and whether they thought it should exist.
Uh-huh.
They're all generally for it.
Sure.
But the mental, well, it was like watching mental gymnastics, only mostly what the gymnast did was trip over their own feet and fall from the bars.
Yeah, and everybody has to come in.
They're doing the
Yeah.
flip on the bars, and they make it about a third of the way through, and then get tangled up and fall.
That didn't happen though.
No,
we're right.
It was painful, is what it was. But trying to justify, because it's free speech, you understand.
Oh, that's a fun one.
Yeah,
I love that. Like the
they're not wrong.
I mean, yeah, you can say whatever you want, just like we can say whatever we want.
Exactly.
But
then just like we have the ability, people can email us at ttbpodcast@gmail.com and tell us why we're wrong.
But it doesn't, I mean, yeah, the federal government may not be able to arrest us for what we say, but that doesn't mean that doesn't mean that we couldn't get fired from our jobs, or, like that's the thing is the people don't understand what actually the free speech actually means. It doesn't absolve you from consequences.
Right. Yeah. It does not. Exactly. Yeah.
Say whatever you want doesn't mean it doesn't absolve you from consequences. I guess at the federal level, maybe, but
right.
People are like getting banned from social media, like free speech is on attack. It's like, no, that's a private corporation that you love and uphold. They can kick you off if they want. That's great.
But now they won't. Right.
Yeah. What else is going on, man?
What else needs to go on?
I know.
I think going back to New York City, I do believe I've had enough. Or San Anselmo, whichever.
Yeah, man. It's a strange existence. It's a mad mission that we're on.
The thing that was, well, it was a yin and yang kind of experience, but reading Breakfast of Champions again, it's like these things are as old as men. It's nothing new in human nature. We're just happen to be living through, one of the cycles that's happened for millennia.
And Vonnegut always has this such a great way of addressing certain things that's heartbreakingly funny.
Yeah.
It makes you
Well,
just
he
kind of,
addresses heartbreaking things in a way that is hilarious.
because it's the epitome of human humility that we just kind of laugh at ourselves,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean, if you can laugh out loud and cry out loud while reading about World War II,
Right.
I mean, that's the genius of Vonnegut.
Or
Have you?
or a Pontiac dealer that's slowly losing his mind.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which is, it's like a modern day Death of a Salesman, really.
Kind of, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Hocus Pocus was one that I was.
I haven't read that.
Oh, that's a fun one too. I feel like that one takes. It was funny for me to read Hocus Pocus as I was like starting my full-time academic career, because it kind of takes academia to the mat a little bit, and it's really good.
All right, I'll put it on the list.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
I, I came to Vonnegut late, and I'm kind of glad I did. I'm
Yeah.
not sure because
I think I read
because I saw
Breakfast of
what because I
Champions. I
see
was
how
too
you
young to
turned
read
out.
that.
You know,
Yeah,
you read it way too young.
I did. I mean, I read Breakfast of Champions when I was like 16,
Oh my
15.
gosh,
I probably ought to read that again. I've read, and
it's
then,
good.
I mean, through college, read a bunch. I remember Galapagos being um,
I haven't read
pretty
that one
fun.
either.
I think it'd be fun to do as play. Happy Birthday, Wanda June. That's kind of an absurdist play. Galapagos is good too. It's pretty out there. I tried to read Timequake, and I think I probably ought to try that again. That was one of his last books, but
Hmm.
it's good.
I don't know. I'm very, I'm glad to have, stumbled on his works just because it's, I guess more like I love the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy series of books, the 5-book trilogy, and
Mm-hmm.
its, ability to put Earth and people into just how absurd the entire situation is
Mm-hmm.
in a way that's just delightful and hilarious and
Mm-hmm.
occasionally really poignant. And Vonnegut's stories are like in that same vein. I'm sure Douglas Adams read a lot of Vonnegut, but they're just more serious,
Mm-hmm.
more adult, I guess. Not that there aren't mature things in the Hitchhiker's Guide, but it's just a different thing. Hitchhiker's Guide is very Python-esque,
Yeah, it seems like it's like the difference between Fish and the Grateful Dead in
kind
my
of.
mind.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, a
Douglas
little bit.
Adams is
Yeah,
Fish. It's a lot of fun, spacey jams, and
right,
go out on tangents, and it's goofy, and it's Gamehenge, and it's all that. And then
right.
Vonnegut's a little more Grateful Dead. It's a
Yeah,
little
big
more,
time. Hits a
yeah,
little harder. Hmm.
yeah, cuts a
Hmm.
little deeper.
Cuts a little deeper.
That
Hmm.
that there's a documentary about Vonnegut that you should watch now that you kind of have a more understanding of his writing. Have you seen this?
I don't know.
It's super. I think it's on Prime, but it's this guy who who, as a young journalist, like got connected with Kurt Vonnegut, and Vonnegut sort of gave him the okay to do a documentary about him. So he started capturing footage
Oh,
with him when this in like the 70s,
hmm.
right? And then this dude's career sort of took off, and he kind of didn't come back to it until later. And now he was always trying to finish this Vonnegut documentary, and he finally, after like retirement, had the space and the funding and the time
Huh.
to do it. So it's like this great weird retrospective that like Vonnegut gave him a career, and it actually took him away from doing the thing he started to do.
Right.
But it's like a complete retrospective of Vonnegut and his life, and sort of like Vonnegut didn't. I don't know. I guess I kind of thought that he was just kind of a hot writer right away, but he was not. Like
Hmm. Maybe
it,
that's
it,
where Kilgore Trout comes from.
it totally, like he was writing weird sci-fi stuff and submitting it to like trashy magazines for
So
a
that's
long
Kilgore
time.
Trout.
Yeah, for sure. He is Kilgore Trout, 100%.
Wow. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
Hmm.
Highly recommend.
All right. Yeah, I'm in. Hmm.
I'm gonna try to find the title of it.
Hey, while you're doing that, I wanted my favorite one of the things that I don't know, one of the one of my favorite moments, and it's kind of a spoiler, but somewhere towards the end of the Hitchhiker's Guide series, the protagonist and his merry brand of intergalactic travelers, they're on this quest to see the final message, not the final solution, like the final message, the answer to life, the universe, and everything, right? I mean, they've traveled the galaxies and times, and they've gone back and forward in time, and it's just been this, epic adventure, right? And so they're finally at the place where the message is. And they're trudging across the tundra and the fire, and they're going past all the booths selling the T-shirts saying you're really close. I almost made it to the message, Yeah. And the music's getting really dramatic now, and they're coming across, they crest the final hill, and the message is in 50-foot high flaming letters. It's just literally emblazoned across the sky. Yeah. And the message is, we apologize for the inconvenience.
Oh, I love it.
Right.
The Kurt Vonnegut documentary is called Kurt Vonnegut Unstuck in Time.
Oh, of course it is.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Billy.
Yeah, Billy Pilgrim.
He's unstuck in time.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, highly recommend it. It is funny and alarming and heartbreaking and
like Vonnegut.
Yeah, it's really good. I think it's on Hulu, but you can maybe.
I don't know. I have the Hulus.
Yeah, right on.
Hey, so do you have HBO Plus?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, well, when are we gonna watch the Marin special?
Oh, is it out?
I think it's out now.
Are we gonna get together and pop popcorn?
I think we're gonna have to.
Let's do it. Let's do it ASAP.
If it's tonight, what are you doing tonight?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
We'll talk.
Yeah.
After we do. But yeah, that could happen maybe.
Because what's it called? From bleak to dark.
Yeah, from bleak to dark. Is that the material that he toured with? Did you see him? You saw him on that tour, right?
No. I saw that was the last special.
Oh,
it's been a few years since I actually saw Marin.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this special's new. It's all new material.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I need to see that.
But it's getting good reviews. Like the mainstream press that has ignored him for decades is,
right, realizing that. Yeah, he's
paying attention to him at the very least.
Right.
What's what happens when you interview presidents in your garage?
So weird, man, that even happened.
Right. Well, the president at the time was hip.
He was hip, man.
He was hip.
He was super hip, fam.
Fam. Was he lit? Was he
lit?
He was lit.
He was litty.
Not G. Gordon.
No, just Liddy. Liddy spaghetti. I like to walk into my classes and just say, "What up, fam? It's lit," and then dab, and they all hate me.
Is dab that thing? Is it?
Yes.
What is that?
It's a dance move. I don't know. This is how
I feel like it's that.
It's the Booyakasha Ali G thing. Yeah, it's totally that. It's like it's taking a, I just won the art. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. And that's what makes it great when I do it, is that they hate it. Because it reminds them of like their junior high cringiness, and they don't want to be reminded of that.
Right. And
it reminds them that I am so out of the loop, and also I don't care. Which is something that they absolutely cannot comprehend. That is so true.
A world where I don't give a shit. Yeah. And for teenagers and early 20s people, like everybody's watching and judging me, and I have to meet expectations or I'll be kicked out of the herd and I'll die.
Yeah, I can't. And how dare you not care?
How dare you not?
How dare you?
Don't look at me. I don't care what you think, but you please accept me.
Yeah. I'm an egomaniac with an inferiority complex. I understand.
No, I understand. That's the taking it one level further. It's like if you kids had any idea how deeply I understand what you're going through way better than you do.
And I punched my ticket to get to this place at 42 where I don't give a shit because
Right.
I gave so much of a shit when I was 20,
Yeah.
not 21.
Right. Ugh.
Dab on my haters, though.
Is that? Well, that's today's episode's title.
Dab on
my haters. Put it in quotes.
Yeah. Cool.
Dab on my haters.
Dab on my haters.
Okay, well, now we need to get a picture of you dabbing.
Oh, I don't know. I can make
Whatever.
that happen. I can make that happen.
All right. Fine. Well, did we do it?
Yeah, I think we did it. What's your prediction for the Super Bowl, Steve?
What? I don't know. Here's the thing, Joel. It's a
That was
matter
the best answer you could have given. What? What did you just say to me?
Joel, I made a conscious effort to learn and memorize the names of the sports teams in the Super Bowl because I knew that would come up in professional settings.
What are they
this
Steve?
week?
What are they?
They are the Philadelphia Eagles and the Kansas City Chiefs. And I was on a bunch of Zoom calls this week with various vendors and people, and it always came up, who are you rooting for in the bowl? And I went, the Chiefs. And because they're local.
Yeah, right.
That's like whatever. It's the local team. And I was very thankful in all of those interactions that they didn't press me for any more information.
Yeah, because that would have been awkward.
I
don't know about Mahomes. I don't know if Mahomes' offense can really, I think it's gonna be a low score.
Who's Mahomes?
Patrick Mahomes.
I don't know who that is.
Patrick Mahomes. He's the quarterback of the Kansas City Chiefs.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say coach, but
Nope, he's not the coach.
See, that's why
Andy
I was
Reid
I literally as surface. I just needed to be able to have a response and not say something like, "Who's playing?
Who's winning the match?"
Because that inevitably leads to an awkward silence with the dude bros, and the football people
and we know it's like you knew enough to say the things to punch the ticket to the next step in the conversation. If you made it weird, like I don't give a shit about that, it's all a corporate right. I'm just here for Rihanna, then it would have been like,
well, I'm in it for the cocktail weenies and the barbecue sauce. That's literally, if I would go to a football thing, that's what I'm there for.
Yeah.
The meatballs or maybe some spinach artichoke dip.
I need to cook up some vegan meatballs.
So here's a funny thing that still happens to me is I met with these guys. They're nice. I mean, I like them. They're good people. Whatever vendor situation, sales call, And I told them that, I played in a rock and roll band, that I used to go see the Grateful Dead a lot. And so now every conversation that follows that, I was like, yeah, boy, we drank a lot of beers last weekend. And I'm like, cool.
Yep. Cool.
We're really bonding now.
I bet that was nice for you. Anyway.
Right. How about those Eagles? No.
How about the Chief Eagles? Anyway, first thing on the agenda today.
Right. Yeah. The Chief Goals.
The Cheagles. The Kegels.
Different thing.
That's different. Kegels? That'd be a great sports team, wouldn't it?
Might as well be. What the hell?
That's the thing is that I want, I got invited to a party. My stomach's feeling weird. I don't know if I'm actually going to go to this party, but I do want to watch the game, but there is extra BS to watch this particular game, like recording it and fast forwarding through. That's what I like to do, is record it and fast forward through it, because I actually want to watch the contest. I don't care about. Yeah. Yeah.
Isn't the Super Bowl usually kind of not a great game?
Sometimes it is, though. There's been a couple years. I think this particular matchup has the potential to be good. I think it'll be low scoring, which isn't necessarily the most entertaining, but I think it'll be close. I think it'll be a close game. I think. All right,
fine.
I don't think it's going to be a blowout.
I'll watch the commercial compilations tomorrow and maybe Rihanna. I don't know. We'll see.
Who's gonna win, Steve? What's your prediction?
No, the Chiefs.
Yeah. I think you're right.
Because of Mahomes.
There it is.
See? I sportsed.
You sportsed hard, man. Dab on them haters.
Am I doing it right?
That kind of looks. No, that kind of looks like the Hitler signal. I'm not gonna. I was gonna take a photo of that, but
I'm just prepping for the inevitable.
You're going in the same direction as you have to go the opposite. You have to tuck your nose into your elbow crook. There you go.
I did it. I dabbed.
Yeah,
I'm down with the youth.
Yep, you really are. You're really in touch.
I'm a man of the people. Oh God. Sports ball. What time's that sporting competition start?
I believe it's 5:30.
Oh, well, I should start pre-gaming then.
You really should start pouring those cocktail weenies down your gullet now.
I'm gonna go find some bean dip, some Fritos.
Yeah, start now with that, because by 5 o'clock you'll be in a real good. You'll be ready for that.
Primed. Yeah.
All right, man. Well, I think we did something. I'm going to try to line up a guest for next time. Hopefully,
I love it. That's great. That'll be good. Mm-hmm.
That'll be real good.
Cool,
man.
All right, go sports.
Go sports and sports hard.
That's right. Sports hard.
We are the Bears, shuffling crew, shuffling on down, doing it for you. We're so bad, we know we're good, blowing your mind like we knew we would. You know we're just strutting for fun, strutting our stuff for everyone. We're not here to start no trouble, we're just here to do the Super Bowl shuffle.
Well, they call me Sweetness, and I like to dance. Running the ball is like making more mans. We had the goal since training camp to give Chicago a Super Bowl champ. And we're not doing this because we're greedy. The Bears are doing it to feed the needy. We didn't come here to look for trouble. We just come here to do the Super Bowl shuffle.
This is Speedy Willie, and I'm world class. I like running, but I love to get the pass. I practice all day and dance all night. I gotta get ready for the Sunday fight. Now, I'm as smooth as a chocolate swirl. I dance a little funky, so watch me, girl. There's no one here that does it like me. My Super Bowl shuffle will set you free.
I'm Samurai Mike, I stop 'em cold. Part of the defense, big and bold. I've been jamming for quite a while, doing what's right and setting the style. Give me a chance, I'll rock you good. Nobody messing in my neighborhood. I didn't come here looking for trouble. I just came to do the Super Bowl shuffle.
We are the Bears, shuffling crew, shuffling on down, doing it for you. We're so bad, we know we're good, blowing your mind like we knew we would. You know we're just strutting for fun, strutting our stuff for everyone. We're not here to start no trouble, we're just here to do the Super Bowl shuffle.
I'm the punky QB known as McMahon. When I hit the turf, I've got no plan. I just throw my body all over the field. I can't dance, but I can throw the field. I motivate the cats I like to tease. I play so cool, I aim to please. That's why you all got here on the double to catch me doing the Super Bowl shuffle.
I'm mama's boy Otis, one of a kind. The ladies all love me for my body and my mind. I'm slick on the floor as I can be, but ain't no sucker gonna get past me. Some guys are jealous of my style and class. That's why some end up on that. I didn't come here looking for trouble. I'm just getting down to the Super Bowl shuffle.
They say Jimbo is our man. If Jimmy can't do it, I sure can. This is Steve, and it's no wonder. I run like lightning, pass like thunder. So bring on Atlanta, bring on Dallas. This is for Mike and Papa Bear Hallis. But I'm not not here to feathers ruffle. I just came here to do the Super Bowl shuffle.
I'm L.A. Mike and I play it cool. They don't sneak by me cause I'm no fool. I fly on the field and get on down. Everybody knows I don't mess around. I can break 'em, shake 'em any time of day. I like to steal it and make 'em pay. So please don't try to beat my hustle, cause I'm just here to do the Super Bowl shuffle.
We are the Bears Shuffling Crew, shuffling on down, doing it for you. We're so bad, we know we're good, blowing your mind like we knew we would. You know we're just strutting for fun, strutting our stuff for everyone. We're not here to start no trouble, we're just here to do the Super Bowl shuffle.
The sack man's coming, I'm your man Dent. Is a quarterback slow, he's gonna get bent. We stop the run, we stop the pass. I like to dump guys on their ass. We love to play for the world best fan. You better start making the Super Bowl plan. But don't get ready or go through any trouble unless you practice the Super Bowl shuffle.
It's Gary here, and I'm Mr. Clean. They call me Hitman, don't know what they mean. They throw it long and watch me run. I'm on my man, one-on-one. Buddies, guys, cover it down to the bone. That's why they call us the 46 zone. Come on, everybody, let's scream and yell. We're gonna do the shuffle, then ring your bell.
You're looking at the Frizz, I'm the rookie. I may be large, but I'm no dumb cookie. You see me hit, you see me run. When I kick and pass, we'll have more fun. I can dance, you will see. The others, they all learn from me. I didn't come here looking for trouble. I just came to do the Super Bowl shuffle.
So bad, we know we're good, blowing your mind like we knew we would. You know we're just strutting for fun, strutting our stuff for everyone. We're not here to start no trouble, we're just here to do the Super Bowl shuffle. We are the Bears Shuffling Crew, shuffling on down, doing it for you. We're so bad, we know we're good, blowing your mind like we knew we would. You know we're
Don't forget, toot your hooter.